Jeremy. Awesome to have you on here at the show, .next in Barcelona.
Thanks for having me here. It's great to be here. I can barely hear you with everybody around here just making a lot of noise, a lot of excitement on the floor. So.
You got good mics, lots of people, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe before we start, can you tell us a bit more about yourself, what you're doing at Cisco, your background, what's done here?
Absolutely. So Jeremy Foster, I'm the General Manager for the Cisco Compute business. So that means we're responsible for bringing together all the computing solutions in the data center and out to the edge, as well as tying it together with things like Intersight, our SaaS-based management cloud platform.
And also, you've been a fantastic friend, amazing partner, right? We worked on making this partnership happen for a while. It's been exciting to be out in the market now together, winning accounts.
Super excited. Now we're in the fun part where we're winning accounts together, working together, solving customer problems, and not as many sleepless nights trying to get all these things organized like we were many months ago.
No, yeah, that's true. And we've come a long way. We have a lot of things already, on the truck. But maybe tell us more about what's coming next. We got another year of innovation. We had lots of announcements here.
Yeah, ton of announcements. A lot of actually really great excitement. And when we started off, right, we started off bringing the network to the Nutanix type solutions. And obviously that's something Cisco does, but we want to bring that predictability and performance and help make it easy to scale out in the data center, because obviously a lot of customers right now are trying to figure out where are they going to move with their virtualized environments and what's that strategy going to be for them over the next several years. And so I think that really met the mark when we launched. But now we want to take solutions out to the edge and leverage what we do with Intersight, which with Prism Central is a really great integration point between the two companies, because now we can take what we do really, really well, which is understand how to help customers from a support perspective, just make it easy to get things out of the box, right? Yeah. Deploy an operating system down to Nutanix from anywhere in the world, whether that's one node or 50 nodes sitting in a data center or out at an edge location, and bringing that end-to-end experience together. That was really the focus. If you looked at our two portfolios, it just matched up really, really well. And so we can kind of complete some of those things that you might not get with another OEM.
I mean, the partnership is unique, right, in that sense, because you got such a fantastic 1 + 1 = 3 combination between your portfolio, both on the hardware side, but also like the management side, the security products. I mean, it's just, it's one of those unique ones, and it's just great to see our teams execute so well over the past year on getting ACI on HV, as you mentioned. I think tons of work on Intersight integration with our product. I mean, I just love the fact that you've got such a strong cloud management control plane to go actually deal with all of your solutions, that we can now make Nutanix be part of this. And again, get one pane of glass, Intersight, to go do both the hardware, the security, and then the Nutanix stack. I mean, it's just, this is what gets us excited here in terms of where we're going. We had lots of announcements around making it easier for customers to repurpose hardware to adopt Nutanix, and more specifically AHV, the hypervisor. And we've been working closely with our teams. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so being able to repurpose hardware, I mean, obviously we're bringing hardware to the table that could be used for Nutanix today, but maybe after you get through that first sort of testing period and you want to expand, you might want to go from this generation to that generation. We give customers the flexibility to take that hardware that they're buying as part of Nutanix and repurpose it for anything else if they want to, which is unique. There's a lot of other capabilities that we're bringing in things like UCS X series.
Yeah.
So that's a big one. We have a ton of number one market share in blades, for example. So customers lining up to be able to put Nutanix on that, whether that's a edge, like heavy edge type use case, or obviously in the data center. But I think probably the most exciting one, in fact, just left a meeting with the customer here that this was a really important one for them to help drive costs out of their VDI environment, was compute-only nodes. So being able to provide a blade server, eventually pretty much any of the servers that we'll have within our portfolio here, as a compute-only node. So now I can add CPU resources, memory resources to a Nutanix cluster without having to scale the storage at the same time. So ultimately driving cost out for customers to deploy those environments. And that's really what it's all about, right? How do we help solve that problem at the least amount of expense so our customers can move faster?
It's a great one because it's a key evolution of our architecture. And it's exciting to be able to go say, look, this is with Cisco first, right? You're helping us design this, build out the tooling and the program. And again, Cisco blades first will be the supported hardware for HV server.
Yeah.
So that's a good example of, leading ahead, looking forward.
And on top of that, I'm really excited about your announcements as well in terms of the expansion, what you're going to be able to do in that container type environment on top of everything.
Absolutely.
And integrations with Intersight there and visibility there, I think are things we'll work on together in the future. And then obviously we're also going to be supporting GPT in a box, or GPT in a box 2.0 now, which is really a lot of nice product improvements to make things simpler for customers to deploy AI. Because when you meet with an enterprise customer, that's what they're after, right? How do I get to those NIM type use cases, RAG use cases, take my data, talk to it in a really quick and easy consumable fashion?
AI, containers, security, it's where like those things come together here. So you talk about customers. We've been in the market now for a few quarters. Let's go actually share a story of one of those big ones that we've landed together.
Yeah. We have a lot of customers, you have a lot of customers. In this particular case, we had a large logistics company that we worked a lot with on UCS.
Massive.
And they were looking for doing a lot of different locations at the edge. We're talking 6 to 10 type server locations across 500 locations, 6 to 10 type servers at each location across 500 locations. And so the combination of being able to, so it's a large deal.
That's
obviously.
a lot of servers, yeah. That's just math.
There's some math in there someplace. But effectively, being able to use Intersight to manage across all those locations was a key decision point for them, because they don't have IT expertise at every one of these 500 locations. Yeah. The reliability that they get and performance that they get from Nutanix with testing with their applications and having gone through that certification process, it is a kind of a no-brainer for them. And it allowed us really to get out of the data center where we had been supporting them, out to these edge locations to solve those problems. And it's just a great win all around.
And what I like about it is it makes the two of us way more strategic in that engagement with the customer.
Yeah.
Because you're really going from the hardware components to the cloud stack, to the management stack, multi-site. I mean, you're truly just addressing the business challenges all in, end to end.
Yeah, and when you get out, what's also neat about it is we do a lot of things at Cisco that Nutanix doesn't do, that this customer is doing at each one of those locations. So outside of the application stack, hosting, apps hosting, whatever you want to call that section, call it the mini data center of each one of these locations, they're doing wireless, they're doing additional pieces of security and firewall, all the things that Cisco brings to the table. So from a partnership perspective, it's great, because it's a good example of how a good customer relationship in some other areas, working with Nutanix brought huge incremental opportunity to help our customers together.
Jeremy, it's been fantastic to go and sync up here and catch up at that next. So what's next for you from your perspective in terms of that top of mind item that we should be working on together more?
I think from an AI perspective, of course, you got to say what's next is going to be AI. There's a lot more things to come there. The Intersight integrations that we're building and are going to continue to improve on, because it's a piece of software. We just had some major releases here in terms of getting that out into the Intersight cloud to make it easier to get things to the edge like we talked about.
That's right, and connected with our new Nutanix Kubernetes platform.
Exactly.
We need to go focus on, yeah.
And integrating that with that Kubernetes platform is going to be the next wave, I think, of innovations that we put into Intersight together.
All right, man. Great to catch up.
All right.
Always good to work with you. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you, sir.